Yes, this is a commentary on "Come Home, Mr. Martinez," my first full-length album, and I have a friend of mine. I have him introduce himself in a second. He's gonna just share how he knows me, and kind of how we're connected, and then that'll clarify why he's the one that's actually interviewing me for this project. So,
Oh, I'm interviewing you? All right, I can pivot.
how do we know each other?
Uh, well, first of all, my name is Rich. Greetings. And how do I know John? How do I know John Bryan? Uh, I know John Bryan because we share a similar struggle, and quickly formed a really close bond. I think it's not unusual that people who share a common struggle um, really are able to go, in many cases, not all cases, go very deep with each other very quickly, and that was certainly the case for us. I think we felt a real kinship in not just a struggle, but I would say more than the struggle was um, what we wanted to do to build in some guardrails and build in some recovery into our lives, build in some integrity into our lives.
So the album is called "Come Home, Mr. Martinez," and I'm just gonna put the ball in your court, if you're okay with that, to just start. We'll start overview. Any questions you may have overview of the album?
Uh, yeah, I guess my most basic question is what on earth would motivate you to go ahead and do something like this? Because quite honestly, I mean, as I was telling you earlier, I've listened to snippets of this thing, over many months as we've been driving around your car, and the minute I get in the car, it's the same, oh, listen to this. And wherever we're going, Starbucks or wherever, it's like, we're listening to the latest installment of your recovery journal. Going back to the question, what on earth motivated you to put it out there, this vulnerable, this intimate, this much detail? There's a lot of specificity in there.
I guess the short version would be why. Well, the main inspiration comes from the Holy Spirit, and giving me the insight, the revelation, to be able to journal in musical form, like you say, but also to journey with people and invite people in that journey. I want to inspire people to the same measure of freedom that I am currently tracking after. So I feel like God gives me an extra measure of freedom as I continue this recovery journey, and I want to share that journey with people. I think that's the best way I could probably put it right now.
Okay. I guess the question in all of that for me is, what is your expectation or your hope, whatever word you want to use, for those of us on the other side that are listening to it, right? I mean, you sat down, I mean, you're the source, right? But now here's the rest of us on the other side. And in some ways, it's almost kind of like, trying to drink from a fire hose. There's so much coming at you. From your perspective, what is your expectation, or what is your hope that we're going to experience?
That's a great question. If there's anything that I want the listener to take away, is the album title kind of summarizes what it's, I guess, about. And is it "Come Home, Mr. Martinez"? Mr. Martinez is the name given to me from adoption. It's not my birth name. It's the name that my stepfather gave me. I don't consider him a stepfather. I consider him my dad, and it is that name of adoption speaks deeply to me. It is why that's there. The home part comes from my testimony of being very internally and externally disoriented, and there's this constant striving for a sense of safety, a solace, a home. The come is God's invitation. So God is telling me to come to him. He is the solace. He is the safe place because you're adopted. So if there's anything that I want, if there's one nugget of truth that I want anybody to take away from this project is just understand that's what the title means. There was a considerable amount of thought given to that title. And I think that's the anchor point.
Mm-hmm.
And when you understand that anchor point, you understand the different layers of what's happening everywhere else on the album.
Right.
I just want a safe place, a place where I belong, and I can just be me. A place where I'm accepted and free, no value from do's and don'ts, a place I can just be. Place that I can just be. I just wanna say